This is the Breakfast Show, and we're glad to be back. You're getting us live from Star TV, and of course, we welcome you wherever you might be watching us from. It's from the Gambia in West Africa, Star TV, and of course, my name is Sheikh, and I am glad to be together with Mr. Mohamed Momodu El Baji. There is another name I used to call him. Do I need to go through that name as well?
Don't worry.
Chamora. That's a beautiful name we normally call each other. But sometimes I just miss the meaning. Sometimes I confuse the meaning with something else, and I'm sure you will get me through that again. But like I said, we're glad to be back, and this is the Breakfast Show. It's definitely a very good moment, and we apologize for not being able to bring you the Breakfast Show for a couple of while, for some reason beyond our control. So, but the good news is we're back, and of course, by the grace of Allah, we'll be able to continue giving you every edition of this Breakfast Show live from Star TV. Good morning, Mr. Baji. How are you doing?
Morning, Mr. Gay. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Anyway,
the last time we were here was amazing. Was definitely great, and I'm glad to have you back.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here with you as well.
Where have you been?
Anyway, for me, I was ever in the newsrooms, busy writing, gathering stories and all of that, and among other important things.
But I hope it would be difficult to have you again.
Well, I'm not sure, but
does it only happen by chance?
Well, how will I say? I believe, with time, the level of work will be at least a bit, reduced,
And then you'll be coming from time.
Yes, that will, very helpful to me to be, on your decks here, the breakfast. So.
Thank you. jërëjëf mbokk ñu ngi leen a gërëm bu baax di leen dalal ci biir kër gi am mbégte lool del si waat ak yéen ci programme bi leen ñu tuppee muy di Breakfast Show ñu am ci mbégte lool nag ànd seeg Modou El Badji nga xam ne moom naataango la suñu waay la lépp la ci biir kër gi le di tax xibaar ni mu waree ci biir réew mi ñu am ci mbégte lool seex ak moom ci plateforme bi le muy di Breakfast Show ñu ciy gërëm xarit ak am di jàmm yi fu waay mën a ne fu ne surtout ñi nga xam ne ñoo ne seen kër yi di seetaan Breakfast Show wala ñi nga xam ne ñooy stream live on Facebook ndax mën ngeen ñu amee Facebook ajuwul sax toog si kër di xaar programme bi bu dee da nga jàpp lool ne ci yoon te mënoo toog raté programme bu mel ni le mën nga ñëw stream live on Facebook su ko defee nga seetaan ko dara du la ci rëcc ba soobee borom bi ñuy gërëm Basiru Sara bu baax a baax waaye dafa am lu ma ko laaj tay la dañ doon waxtaan ak Sara ñu laaj ko ndax bu waatu naam bu waatut tey ma laaj ko mën a wax Wow, exactly. Because bim take be pare Sarah mo ñew. Anyway, we will wish Sarah a farewell. We will go through,
jaar
jaaram ak yoy nonu. Ñu wax, the bittersweet farewell with the staff of Star TV, because it's definitely it was an honor working with Sarah. Dafa them entirely or fully, because I believe they Dafa stick around to have some of his programs like the Monday Night Football. But
I hope he will come back with the special one. He used to have this amazing program called the Special One.
The Special One, the sports.
Yeah. No, it has to do with exclusive interview.
Exactly.
It gives details about
I can remember.
People, what they do. To earn a living.
I can fully remember, because the last time he had a very good one with Mustafa Njai Taf. Yeah, I can remember the special one.
I think the Youth and Sports Minister Bakari Waibaji was one time his.
Exactly. We send our greetings to Mbai Kamara as well, the host of the Sports Bantaba, the famous in this country. Anyway, we send our greetings to him and all the staff of Star TV. But let's go through some of let's go through this thing, this farewell from our MD, Mr. Sarah Kamara. But I would just like to read something, and then after we, bring in some analysis, and then you tell me some of the interactions you had with him in the past, and whether he has contributed immensely towards your career as a journalist in this country. But he wrote a very a lengthy message, which he called "Bittersweet farewell by saying, as I sit down to write this message, my heart is heavy with both sadness and anticipation. Today marks the end of a beautiful journey that I've had the privilege to share with all of you for over a decade. I remember joining Star FM, Star TV back in 2012, now as a boss, but as a member of this incredible family over the years. We have shared countless moments, faced challenges together, and celebrate many victories. The laughter, the late night, brainstorming seasons, and even the occasional disagreements. All these memories will forever hold a special place in my heart. Now, as I embark on a new chapter in my professional life as the manager of Muhas Travel and Consultancy Limited, it is not without a heavy heart that I bid a farewell to my role as your managing director. The decision was not easy. It was definitely not an easy one, but it's one that I felt compelled to make for personal growth and new challenges. I want you to know that this farewell is not a goodbye in its true sense. You see? And although my role is changing, my connection to Star FM, Star TV remains strong. I will continue to host my Monday night TV program and other weekend TV shows. Our path will continue to cross, and I am excited to see the great work that you all will continue to achieve. I am confident that my successor, as well as each one of you, will carry the torch forward, leading Star FM, Star TV to a new heights of success and prosperity. Change can be challenging, but it also brings fresh perspectives and opportunities. So before I conclude, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. Your dedication, hard work, and unwavering support have made my journey as your MD a rewarding one. You've not just you are not just colleagues, but you are my friends and my second family. Thank you, HBC Soho, who is the proprietor of Star FM, Star TV, from the bottom of my heart, for the incredible opportunity to be part of the Star FM, Star TV journey. You have been more than a boss. You've been a guide, a mentor, and a friend, and I will miss working directly with you. As I stepped into this new role, please know that I will miss all of you dearly. Our paths may be, divergent for now, but the bond we've built over the years will never fade away. So thank you for being an integral part of my life, my career, and my journey with Star FM, Star TV. It's a new beginning, exciting challenges, and the promise of crossing paths in the future. Wishing you all the very best of luck in all your endeavors. Star TV, Star FM continues to shine as a beacon of truth and entertainment. With heartfelt goodbye, Sarah Kamara. This is a touching message.
Sarah Kamara, the super special one.
The super special one. There's another name I would not say.
Yeah, should have been added there.
No, Sarah, is it from the special one? And there's the special one from Mbay Hamna Amgere. So my wife from like Mbay. No, Mbay Abda Tur Moho. Le Jaw Mbay. How about legally what capable? So my wife. Yagari.
Well,
but definitely, going through this message, it's definitely touching. What do you
indeed,
make of this?
It's touchy. That's your perspective. But what considering to me, whether the institution will able to scout somebody who can able to build that tie with the staff again,
like he did.
Indeed. So considering Sarah, at times the newsroom thinks he would just jump in, then we will be there teasing us, exchanging words with one another, joking, that jovial ties. We will miss that, having such ties from a manager. In fact, he is one who will come, and be like, yeah, you cool. And you will be like, cool, he will understand straight the language he's speaking.
And you know, many people will attest to what you're saying,
Yeah,
because
no.
so they
What I'm saying is it's not secret. Everybody knows
that's
that
what I'm
in the
saying, because they will
institution.
attest to it. Nanganyo Star, not knowing who Sarah is, obviously, so you wouldn't believe that he's the manager, because he's that you know, down to earth guy.
I recall there was this day we were in the newsroom. Somebody came asking for the managing director. So unfortunately, I was sitting on that desk. If you go to the newsroom, the one you face to.
And you claim to be?
No, I did not. So we were there busy laughing. It was almost, you know, after work around, you know, 4 to 5. You know, those around that end, you know, everybody is done with what he or she's doing. So then the man just jumped in, and we were like, you know, loco sole, you know, he just jumped. Send me, you know. You see, then Sarah, he himself was like, then, you know, he could not believe that it was, you know, Sarah. He told him that here he is. He said, no, it was me. I said, no. This table cannot determine who is the managing director.
Definitely.
So you see.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then it's good. He inspired
so many young people.
Yes, he inspired.
In the
those, not only those in the media. If you go outside, will you believe that I went to provincial Gambia, people were like, you know, why is Sarah your boss?
Yeah.
You know, I have, you know, passed through him. We see her this and this and this.
Exactly.
Understand? Today, in the media, you know, spectrum, in every institution you go, you will see people who have, you know, benefited from him, either directly or indirectly. Yeah. You know, people like Sekou Suare Jabai.
Yeah, Jabai.
Jabai. You know, a lot of people. If I'm to mention names,
definitely,
you know, we will consume the time, you know, dedicated to this program.
Definitely.
Yeah. Though, Alhamdulillah, he is yet to expire, but he inspired.
I like that. I like that.
No, he inspired for such
so many people.
And I am so where he is heading to, you know, how will I say this?
Has travel consultancy.
What I want to say is that, you know, someone's attitude, you know, never hides.
Definitely.
So he is that person who is, you know, who have that sense of inspiring. In everything he does, whoever is around, you know, he makes sure that that particular individual is part of what he is doing.
Yep.
So I am so him being to Muhas is a plus. Though, you know, his absence might be seen as a question mark in, at our institution, but I believe, you know, the top notch, the management will see how best they can, you know, fill that gap.
Definitely.
So, on a nutshell, I will seize this opportunity, you know, to wish him. You know, he was also tutoring at Inside Training Center, you know, where he was, you know, teaching journalism for journalism at Inside Training. You know, and then again, he opened a lot of doors for many young people in the Gambia, which, you know, if we are to talk about, we'll consume the time dedicated for this program. So, in a nutshell, you know, I will seize this opportunity to say thank you. For me, he picked me from Inside Training.
Wow, and then,
he picked me from Inside Training. I and myself with Maria Madem, we were together. Then he was like, you know, well, hence, it's end of this certificate before your diploma program. You can come to STAR, and then you see.
That's how you started.
Then we went there, and then, you know,
Alhamdulillah. You see?
Fortunately, you know, one day he just came and served us with letters. Then, you know, that was our appointment letters. So you see,
that's
it is
a good
not.
example.
It was not only us, and you know, a lot of other people also have, you know, other means through they pass through him. Yeah. He is very supportive. Anytime I'm on my researches, Sarah, I want to do this and this, he will be like, use my phone, call him, or this is the number, you know, or else this is how you should write. You know, it's part of journalism. He's a doyen in the field.
Definitely.
You know, because looking at it, he is one of the pioneers of sport, international sports in the country.
Exactly.
I don't know. The days I was going to school, if you want to listen to sport journalism, international sports, you have to listen to Sarah Kamara, the super special one.
The super special.
By then, you have a man like Dudu Bojang at Radio Gambia. But Dudu was more focused on local sports.
And
but when it comes to international, Sarah will connect you both locally and international. When it comes to sport, then, you know, it was a source of inspiration. Today, how many radio stations, how many young people are involved in the in giving accurate news on sports and others. Maybe if I talked about my area, it will be, one might see me like somebody who is self-centered. But when it comes to sport, you know,
obviously,
he inspired a generation when it comes to sport. In fact, I will like, in fact, want you to understand that sport arena, he is one of the pioneers. Yes, because he's the first one, I believe, who started giving this international sport news here. Yes, because if you look at it those days, how many people were having access to internet? How many people knew about international football? Very few. Oh, in fact, only those from the West, like the semesters, will come and start to talk about some players. Then you had their name and other stuff. England, then you start knowing them. But thanks to him, you can be at your home, at your comfort, with your radio. He'll be giving you accurate sports.
You want to know. Thank you very much. I'm sure many people will say that Murubaji Lemowa is true because Sarah Kamara is a household name in this country. He made name for himself.
I don't know who gave him that name, the super special one.
Super special
but indeed, he is super special.
Anyway, we send our greetings to everybody around Gejimba. No, you will like the Lulu. And
I have to know.
I'm sure my camera would be laughing by now. And Sarah today we get the but Gejimba affair la sutura la.
Is it that a place where donkeys swim? Or what?
Anyway, what we're going to do is like because the Gejam program
indeed, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. I'm sure that they would have lost everything when you're in. Probably we might have a guest because of so many reasons. So you wanna I'm here now for some discourse and like mama whatever, but he did promise me did not try more back so probably, and then we will have to we will link up with someone, an artist in Senegal who's been coming to the Gambia. I'm a link in the Gambia, and he definitely wanted to work with some Gambian artists, promoters, producers, and the like, and we'll get to know everything about this guy. We'll send him a link and then call him and do that interview live, and then we'll get to know about it. But what we are going to do right now is we go for a short break, and then when we come back, we take a look at the commodity prices. Stay tuned. It's the Breakfast Show coming to you live from Star. jërëjëf mbokk yi su ko defee ñu dellusiwaat génn am mbégte loolu nag ci programme bi la moom la ñu duppee muy Star TV wala sax The Breakfast Show ngeen di ko amee fii ci Star TV. ñu cee gërëm xarit yi am di jàmm yi fu waaye mën a ne di ci nemmeeku nag ñi nga xam ne ñooy faral di topp programme bi la nga xam ne duñ ko bàyyi benn yoon ndax moo leen soxal mu doon loo xam ne lu baax ci ñoom la ñuy ci sukkandiku pour xam yenn yi nga xam ne mooy xeex ci biir réew mi la surtout ci pàcc mi nga xam ne moom la ñu digmal si. muy loo xam ne soxal na askan wi loolu ndax kenn ku ci ne bëgg na laata muy génn këram dem fépp fu mën a doon muy marché ci tund wi la ñu toll bëgg naa xam lan la fan la njëg li toll ba tax na ñu def ko muy itte lool di ko indi di ko baaxee askan wi su ko defee ñu xam nan la ñu mën a def laata ñu génn ten su ko defee ñu waajal seen bopp ci xam nan la ñoo def pour dem ci marché surtout yi nga xam ne mu ne ci tundi Kanifing municipalité bi la ñu toll waaye ñu jàpp rek ne gannaaw bu ñu defee li nga xam ne mooy sunu gestu nemmeeku ci bu baax a baax ci njëkk li nga xam ne mooy pour nekk ci marché yi la ñu ngi nemmeeku ne ba tey American Backo Fries mu ngi toll ci $1,800 mi nga xam ne ñi ëpp doole ci biir réew mi la moom la ñoo faral di jël ñu gis ne nag kon am na njëriñ lool pour ñu baaxee ko askan wi ndax ñu xam fan la njëg li toll mu toll ci $1,800 mooy American Backo Fries waaye ñu ngi jàpp ne saaku saram moom it ba ñu ko gëstoo ba léegi ñu ngi gis ne mu ngi toll ci $2,600 waaye ñuy wax rek ne saako sukkur moom it nemmeeku nañ ne mu ngi toll ci $2,675 waaye saako la ñoom ci $1,000 prices yi ñu leen a jox mun ngeen ko amee ci marché yi li nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci biir réew mi surtout ñu ngi ci tund wi la ñu toll parce que dafa am loo xam ne ñu ngi koy nemmeeku ñaareel di nga dem ci marché gis gis fa njëg li dem ci beneen marché wala sax ci benn marché bi nga gis ñaari njëg yoo xam ne dañu ute lool ci biir réew mi la ba tax na prices yi ñu leen a jox ku si sukkandiku ne di nga mën a waajal sa boppa ndax njëg li di nga ko am ci marché yi la muy marché Serekunda marché Tipa Garas muy marché Galaw muy yeneen i marché Talinding ak fépp fu mën a doon di nga am prices yi la ñu wax rek ne saaku li ñoom mu ngi toll ci $1,000 waaye ñu ngi gis ne 20 litre gallon bu diwlin moom la ñu nemmeeku ci $1,600 waaye ñu ngi gis ne 10 litre diwlin moom it mu ngi toll ci $900 5 litre bi moo toll ci $500 waaye nag ñaareel ñu gis si diw bi nga xam ne mooy nelaw ak bëtut nelaw waaye njëg loolu di $500 moom moo toll ci 5 litre boobule nga xam ne kenn ku ci ne war nga ko mën a am ci njëg loolu 20 litre gallon bu diwtiir moom la ñu jàpp ne mu ngi toll ci $2,500 waaye saako furiñ gannaaw bu ñu defee ne gëstu ñu ngi bàyyi xel ne mu ngi toll ci $2,050 mooy saaku furiñ waaye ñu ngi gis ne pompiteer moom moo toll ci $1,100 muy saaku pompiteer waaye ñu gis ne tomate marita carton bi ngay toll ci $975 benn pot bi toll ci $180 tomate elephant mu toll ci $950 benn pot bi toll ci $175 waaye ñu ngi gis ne beef muy ndawali kese nga xam ne raxul benn yax mu ngi toll ci $400 meat and bone muy yàpp ak yax toll ci $350 carton yi ginaar yi nga xam ne fukki ginaar a ci ne ñoom mu ngi nemmeeku ne mu ngi toll ci $1,700 muy ginaar yi nga xam ne mooy peese 1.3 moo toll ci $1,700 nga xam ne carton bi fukki ginaar moo ci ne waaye benn full chicken buy peese 1.3 mu ngi toll ci $180 chicken legs carton bi toll ci $1,100 waaye ñu ngi gis ne kilo bi mu ngi toll ci $130 pompiteer boobu ngeen jàkkaar lool ak diw ak lépp lu mu mën a doon ngeen koy gis ci screen yi la prices yi ñu jox leen moo dëppoo ak leen koy jaayee ci marché yi la ñu leen a gërëm bu baax ci ànd wi ngeen ànd ak ñun ci breakfast show bi la waaye bu ñu fa bàyyeekoo li ñoo def mooy dañoo dem seeti kayiti xibaar yi su ko defee ñu def ci am jàngat ànd ci ak Modou Lamine we are coming back shortly after the break. Welcome back to the breakfast show, and it's time to take a look at the commodity prices. But before that, this is important, and I want to give it out. Let's take a look at, please, very shortly, the official interbank exchange rate for valuable currencies. Yeah, from the 16th to the 22nd. That's what we have. So meaning Dembala one. So it might reflect today as well, because from the 16th to the 22nd, and today is 23rd. So it's not bad giving it out, because what happens yesterday might reflect today. It might be the same change. Something might change, or but the US dollar is at 61.79, which is the US dollar, and the European, the euro is at 66.3. The Great Britain pound is at 76.90, and the Swiss franc is at 65.97, which means the CFA is at 494, and then the Swedish krona is at 528.90. The Norwegian krone is at 554.51, and the Danish krone is at 722.38. $722.38. That is the official interbank exchange rate for variation purposes from the 16th of October 2023 to the 22nd, which was yesterday. So it's important for people to know about this thing. So what we're going to do is right now we're going going to take a look at the newspapers. We've got 3, and then we're going to,
yes,
make some analysis on this, and it's on you anyway.
Indeed, yeah. Anyway, before we go, the season is on its way. So it's good that the people know the exchange rate by now.
I am telling you because the first mind, I'm the kwame bena 20 pound na wa bi naka lay def pour change ko xawma lan moy wécc
sama nijaay ñëw na lii la ma jox de waaye juróom fukk lañ fa bind.
waaw wala ñu ngi maa waaj a yónnee accès ko waaye 20 pounds la.
ndax maa xool mu ne 100 euro la ma jox waaye xaw ma nu muy weccee ko. It's good that we cover something like this. It's important. Anyway, I will be rattling with the newspapers. We will start in with the Standard, which is reporting that Barrow says opposition has no chance against a united NPP. And another story in the newspaper is also saying group condemns killing of hippo donated to President Barrow.
Wow.
So I think for the Standard we will take a close look at those 2 stories. And for the foreign newspapers, it is also reporting that residents of Sandu district faces challenges to access water, which is which is key in one's right.
So, but can we just give them like the whole of the headlines, and then after we just pick the interesting ones and then read it out?
Indeed, it is also reporting that Gambia and Namibia ties revise as Ambassador Cisse presents credentials.
That's the Standard newspaper.
That's the Standard newspaper, of course. On the Standard again, it is also saying all set for Gambia Day in Dakar. This is a day which is expected to commemorate, to celebrate Gambia inside Dakar, Senegambia.
That's interesting.
Or will I say it's part of ties to deepen the Senegalo-Gambia relations. The Standard is also reporting that Gambia is set to implement MCC with opening of account office. Cuba proposed action to resolve Israel-Palestine conflict. Gambia government mourns Carol brothers, the Delphine Carols. These were Anbola Carols. The Henry Carols and the Bora Carols, these legal luminaries who served in the Gambia. The Gambia Bar and the bench, let me say it like that. For the Foria, as I said earlier on, it is also reporting that residents of Sandu district faces challenges against access to water. 11 arrested for interrupting nationwide road cleansing exercise. Alleged police killer faces murder and 3 other charges. Man stabbed to death in Danfakunda.
Wow.
It's becoming rampant. That was the Foreign newspaper. Now, let's take a look at the Voice rather, which is saying Gambian nationals killed in heavy bombardment around Gambia-Senegal border.
Wow.
Wow, this is news, huh? Gambian nationals killed in heavy bombardment around Gambia-Senegal border. Well, we will take a look at it and see. Night protests in Old Joshua over football field leads to deployment of PIUs. President Barrow welcomes over 300 youths to NPP ranks. NAMS break silence over constituency development funds amid lack of accountability claims. This is very important, and it is of interest to me. Bill of indictment filed in alleged Sukuta Jabang's traffic light shooting. I think we have the story on the Foreign newspaper. So I will then start with the Standard, which is reporting that President Barrow says opposition has no chance against a united NPP. The report is, was written by Omar Ba of the Standard newspaper, and it reads, President Adama Barrow has said the Gambian opposition has no chance of defeating the ruling National People's Party in the 2016 presidential election if its executives and supporters remain united. Addressing a meeting on Thursday organized to welcome the youth for change and development to the National People's Party, Barrow said his party has been attracting strong solidarities from concerns from all corners of the country. He said the coming of the youth political groups will add value to the party's restructuring process. The opposition is giving their support is giving their supporters the impression that they will remove me in 2026 as a strategy to keep them like they did in 2021. That is the kind of rhetoric they are making. But I want to tell them that it is a lie, that will not happen if we are united, he said. That were the words of President Barrow. Mr. Barrow said the opposition does not win election. What usually happens is that the ruling party makes itself lose by creating unnecessary tensions among themselves and undermining each other. If that happens, the opposition will capitalize. But how can somebody who only makes noise with nothing to offer with an election? Barrow asks, he opposed that the NPP lost the National Assembly and chairmanship election in West Coast region because of its disunity.
Yeah, I think that should be enough.
We can pin it to.
Yeah, let's just pin it to that, and we will get through, some other things.
But it is important that I bring up this line.
Which one?
Which says, let me just take it randomly. Buba Bojang. I saw him that the NPP. If I say Buba Bojang, this is the leader or the organizer of the NYC. That is the Youth for Change and Development. He where again? He welcomed. Where Buba started. Mr. Bojang. He accompanied. Let me see. He welcomed Buba Bojang and assured him that the NPP will work with his group, adding that he is impressed with the number of people who accompanied Mr. Bojang to Mankamangkunda. The founder of Youth for Change and Development and a resident of Jambanjeli, Buba Bojang, commended the president for accepting to work with them, his group, but insisted that they are not surrendering themselves to the NPP. This is where I wanted to seal it. I think this is somehow clear.
Yes.
And he added that we joined the NPP to share our ideas and programs with them to help the government achieve its development aspirations. We believe that this country cannot achieve its aspirations without strong institutions. We are not looking for position or anything. All we want is to, through our master plan, help the government effect the needed change, he said. I think it will be important that we lock it there.
This is very clear. This is
whenever youth-led organizations reach to President Barrow, like it generates ambiguity or whether they already switch allegiance to the president or not. But for Buba, he's saying their aspiration is to add weight on the development of this nation.
Yeah.
If it is right, so shall it be. If it is like based on part of it, they are planned to gain a political point, then it's up to them. This is Gambia for you. It's a democratic.
Would someone looked at it like that? That they're just trying to get some political points. What I like about this thing is like being a leader. I think you should be bold enough to make those comments.
Indeed, yeah. This is why what triggered me to bring in his a chunk of his statement. Yeah. This is why, because even Barrow is also saying. Barrow is also saying that they are trying to build up this. Barrow also announced plans to establish a development wing with the NPP. We will establish a development wing within the National People's Party that will formulate its own programs and implement them. This will be implemented as a social project funded by the NPP, and the implementation will be led by the party's councillors. We believe that will differentiate us from other oppositions. This were Barrow's statement regarding the coming of this Buba Bojang and his youth-led organization.
Okay, let's go back a little bit where President Barrow believes the opposition does not have a chance to unseat him in 2026 by saying what they're trying to do is just to give their supporters a mere impression that they are going to win. Is there any truth in this because whether impression la may
Or
impression la or not, but let's take a look at this way because if you are an incumbent, there is this amount of powers that you have, like dang de you know dang de bari dole, an incumbent all over the world dang de bari dole because am nga the opportunity to gain more weight. So opposition they don't unite, then obviously it is true the opposition that you have chance to counter attack on you. But
anyway, I believe when this is politics, and I think it's important to know how to play your cards. If one can conclude that the division is a weakness among the UDP, circles. So the president is saying a united NPP, and in fact calling them to unite. In the story, he's also calling on West Coast. Because he's attributing they fail to secure seats in West Coast because they are not united. This is his own. These are his own words. The president, he himself.
Can we bring that in the local language?
Yes. Anyway, I am good with the Wolof.
Yes.
So
dafa important trop parce que ñu bari ñu doon ngaña NPP.
In fact, if I was the penner or the author of the story, I would have remove another angle which says like President Barrow discloses his party's failure to secure seats in the KMC during the local government, and it's another angle to look into.
That's what it means.
But briefly, see Gata, let me swift see Bala ma coach. Hibari Dilen Jajefal kuy setan dal ñu xol
through it directly. Let's just bring analysis gis naka lañ jappé wax ji parce que limo wax né ñom su nekk su dé japp déggoo wuñ te manko wuñ loolu mun naa jox
ñii di parti kuje yi maanaam opposition yi doole pour ñu mun a leen buruxatal génne leen si place bi.
si place bi foxati nguur gi daal maanaam ci gàttal.
waaye nag moom mu ngi wane ne.
non du doon foxati sax parce que foxati mooy jël ko bàyyi force.
waaw dañ koy bundu xatal maanaam carte la
waaye dinañ la gundu xatal. yóbbu la ci.
non bundu xatal bi is the right.
waaw moo tax bi ma def foxati ma génne woot bi parce que foxati mooy jël ko ci bàyyi force. foxati ñaareel li ko def mooy coup d'état la ak yooyu ci ngay mën a foxati nguur. kon du foxati sax waaye bundu xatal
dina ko bundu xatal parce que mu ngi wone ne si ay kàddu am moom président Barrow mu ngi wax ne political party boo xam ne nekkuñ fii di def dara loo xam ne amut maana boobu naka la mun a jëlee réew mi ak yooyu noonu waaye mu ngi jooytu ne soo gisee nag ñoom fii sa duwaani Kombo ba maanaam KM fii nii West Coast mënuñoo am fii toogu si jamono élection yi local government élection bi maanaam mooy bu doon tànn député yi ak ward councilor yi mënuñoo fi am toogu ak yooyu noonu chairman yi ak yooyu noonu wone na ne ñoom fii ca biir Kombo bi fii ñoom NPP doonoon ñoo xam ne ñu mankoo leen ñu déggoo waaye nag mu ngi wax ne si xibaar bii nii daal si gàttal daal dina waxtaan kàdduwam bii nii ñaaka mankoo bi lu am solo la so ñaaka mankoo bi mu ngi wone ne moom si boppam Barrow si kàddu bi nii wone na ne ñoom fii sa KM ñaaka mankoo moo tax ñu ñàkk a toogu yi parce que du xaalis de
ndax lu bari
tourné ko ci waaye nag mu ngi wane tamit déggoo lu am fa njëriñ la si lifin politics waaw loolu tamit wane na ko fii kii nag demam bi foofu noonu ndaw yi ni di Buba Bojang moom tam mu ngi leeral si kayti xibaar bi maanaam Standard newspaper ne ñoom seen dem si président Barrow dem fekki ko foofu ca duwaani Mankamakunda dañ ñëw pour xelal ko wala dooleel ko maanaam seen plans
moom ci liggéey bi
si liggéey réew mi waaye nag nekkut wàllum utum place moo leen fa yóbbu
wala sax du dañ ñëw rek jébbal
seen boppa si président bi comme nuñ ko daan gis yeneen parti yi nu mu daan xewee si yeneen political party yi
waaye ñu ngi jël time ci boobule waaye dafa am lenn rek li ma la ci bëgg a laaj su ko defee ñu wëy rek dem seeti beneen xibaar ci kayit boobule ndax ñaar lañ jàppoon ne dinañ ko ci woo mu ngi wax ne opposition bi léegi-léegi ñu joxe
ñu puugaru ne maanaam puugaru comme loolu politique la
mën nañu jël ndam di waaye ndax gisee nga ko mais impression gisee nga ko dañ ci puugaru rek lañ def fooguloo dañ toll ci temps di ko teg ci yoon pour seet na la ñoo mën a def pour jël nguur
waaw noonu la fu mu nekk nii like mi mel ni ku amee toj la di wóor guddi fu nekk ngay lambatu so opposition yi tam duñ leen def seen képp talaay kattan di ut yoon so si lambatu boobu la gay dëkka jaral ne lu ñu wax lu xew loo xam ne sax président bi xamu ko wala sax amul sax pour gis ne ñoom buntu buñ soxla pour ñu jaaree fa ñu mun fee jaar ñëwut yoon fuñ koy jaaree maanaam xam nga sooy bëree ak nit léegi-léeg da nga dugal sa tànka géema ut foo koy galgale aha léegi-léeg nga jot tànka bi léegi-léeg doo jot léegi-léeg nga téye téere bi xëcca ko mu dog ak yu noonu so mooy loolu daal
ban nag doon bëri ban kele nga doon daan léegi dang ngañ
non bul woo dinaa la lépp
dang faxat
dinaa la lépp
nga def
ay mbay daf dee bëree mbay camara may siri nga
yaa yor ci bu kayam ñu seet beneen xibaar ci ay boole parce que
si benn xibaar bi moo di standard newspaper anyway let me xaaral ñu ñu dellu si anglais bi den dinañ dellu si waat faram-fàcceel leen ko bi tamit this story is also written by Omar Ba of the Standard newspaper group group condemns killing of hippo donated to President Barrow. The Gambia Environmental Alliance, joined by a coalition of concerned citizens and passionate welfare enthusiasts and dedicated conservation advocates, has condemned the unlawful killing of a hippopotamus, which was later donated to President Barrow. Image of a dead hippo presented as a gift to the president emerged on social media, with the president himself seen at the scene at his residence in Mankamangkunda. The news of the killing and donation of the hippo to President generate strong condemnation from individuals and several conservationists who considered the act illegal, while others accused President of ordering its killing. However, Momodou Lamin Gassama, Director of Parks and Wildlife, has denied claims that Gambian leader ordered the killing of the endangered species at Wasu, Nyamina District, Central River Region over the weekend. Gassama told online media platform The Alkamba Times that the hippo was killed by a welfare ranger on the orders of the Department of Parks and Wildlife after a series of complaints received from women rice farmers in Wasu. But reacting to this news, in a statement shared with the Standard, the Gambia Environment Alliance wrote, "This brazen act not only flagrantly violates the laws of our land, but also strikes at the hearts of our collective dedication to preserve and safeguard our national environment, which deserve and flourishing ecosystem. The Gambia is home to a plethora of species, precious wildlife, including the protection of hippopotamus. The ruthless killing of these majestic creatures not only represents a criminal transgression, but also runs counter to the core principles of our society, which values the sanctity of all living beings and the harmony of our shared habitat." We will stop at that. It's lengthy.
It's lengthy,
but it's good. I believe the gist of it is already known because it has been circulating in social media, and of course generating a lot of comments as indicated on the story. And of course, I can recall, was it in 2022 or 2021 in Makati when the hippos were distressed. So residents within that dockyard, Lamenkoto, Makati. So the vendors, even those who use those boats, everybody ran away. So later on, they contacted the armed forces. We have the Lamenkoto barracks team.
Exactly.
I think by then it was under the command of Boy, Abdullah Boy. He's now Major. Major Boy. What they did was the army came and then threatened them, not to kill them, but they just make noise, just to chase them away.
For them to go back.
Yes. So if people say that the president went and killed it, then it will be something very confusing. If the army does entrusted, to protect our territorial integrity, and of course came to, they have the mandate also to provide, aid to civil aid, civil support, as they did to come and dispel, avert those hippopotamus from that distress they were on that very day, So the president ordering its killing might sound otherwise.
I don't believe the the president would order the killing of that hippo because you did talk about something very important when the hippos were stressed, and you know sometimes that they
yes it happens.
Yeah, it happens because let's take a look at some of the things that might cause situations like that, because when they're stressed they obviously will come out and then start to do like they did the last time.
We're facing climate change. It's a big factor.
Exactly,
yes.
because
like if their habitats are occupied, like for instance, people build, you know, like if you look at the River Gambia, those parts, you know, the swampy lands, if everywhere is, you know, built, or in fact,
and they depend on the fresh water.
Yes, and if and the mangroves are all down, there is no place for them to hide shade. Though we know they are very good at, you know, staying in the water and other stuff, but at times they enjoy being, you know, outside, around the mangroves and other stuff. Exactly. But if there are no mangroves, you know,
they will be stressful.
Yes. We expect them to come out and, you know, act normally.
Let's take a look at this one.
But wait, before we go, you know, to this man, how to call it, Momodu Lamin Gassama, the director of Parks and Wildlife, you know, dispelled this allegation that the president ordered for its killing, because for him, he is, you know, he told the Alcamba Times that the hippo was reported by women of this place, how to call it, Wasu, for interruption. We know hippos is a very dangerous species when it comes to our rice field.
Yeah,
I wish a hippo, you know, pass through a rice field. I'm not saying eat. Let us just pass through a rice field and you see. You know, I am fortunate to see one because I am from Bonto. So Bonto, Kuloro, we see at the same you know, bank. So women will cultivate rice field and all that stuff. But one night a hippo passed by. The hippo
he could clear everything.
He cleared what the hippo cleared, you know, was, you know, it was too much. Yeah. If you call Lipsy to come and clear that day, that area for a day, in fact, my friend, you will need call for, you know, aid from other people outside.
I am telling
yes,
you.
but I believe even if the hippos are, you know, disturbing these women, I think before shooting it, calling on rangers to, you know, kill it, they could have looked for other modalities.
Yeah, to threaten the hippo.
Not to threaten it. You know, they can cage it to allow to stop it from going where the, you know, women's farms are.
Yeah, maybe caging to cage would be difficult at that time, but the best thing they should have done is to threaten the hippo, to chase the hippo away.
Yes,
and then later they will work on that.
That's a short-term solution.
Yeah,
you see.
No, I am talking about solution. No, I am talking about that moment when the hippo threatened these women. That moment when the hippo threatened these women, you know, they needed the hippo to go away. So what they should have done is to threaten the hippo for the hippo to leave, and then after they can come with a long-term solution that you were saying.
Yes.
But it's better we bring this up, put you understand. There is something called the Gambia Biodiversity and Wildlife Act of 2003. Yeah, the Gambia Biodiversity and Wildlife Act 2003, and it says a person shall not hunt or harvest a scheduled biological resources except under and in accordance with the conditions of a valid hunting or harvesting license. So the family, you have no.
Yeah, so the shooter is a ranger, meaning he's serving under the National Parks and Wildlife as a ranger. So rangers, in most cases, they are responsible of, you know, eliminating and other stuff. Yes, but now not that.
And now barbecue, when the hippo was killed, bingo face a beteko. Shahal demuji.
No. I am not that type.
What type are you?
I am not that type who have me like ndawal bi daf ma day yobu tela yobu ak you know.
Bi ma ko gisee Mohamed man gaay ci dañu barbecue
bi mom waaw. Beur sakan na lool car masha Allah. Xamna de bobu de suma mbokki poli fofu ci Mankamankounda de bobu dal moy lolu non.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at another news, please. Because we're taking more time.
Well, let me grab this one because it's of national interest. It is saying all set for Gambia Day in Dakar, because you know the ties between Banjul and Gambia. You know, or maybe your wife or you have relatives in Senegal. So when if the relationship getting sour, it's not of our interest.
Yeah.
It's not the interest of these two nations.
Definitely.
We are people who cannot be, separated. Looking at our borders, in fact, I can recall going to, is it Nyamanare? Nyamanare.
At the border.
Yes,
there.
with the trade environment minister, trade minister rather. So we asked the elders to show us the demarcation. They were arguing that tree.
It happens all the time.
So we went up to a distance, the minister have to tell them that, look,
yeah, because
so it's important.
Problem because
this indicates
ci garab gi la am wala ñu ne la ci banta bi la am fay foog ma garab gi du solution nañ try ñu def indications nañ try ñu def loo xam ne ni so taxawee from a distance
you cannot. In fact, I once joined the army on a border patrol, but you will not see the border, any demarcation. They will be like after Garabiole, after those trees. That's where you are. In fact, throughout that tour, I saw only one pillar, solid pillar, concrete, which they saw us that is the border.
Sort of a peg.
Yes. So that's what they show us, that is the border. So from here, the other end is entirely.
You see, that is why when there is conflict, for example, let's take a look at the example of the past conflicts that happens in Casamance, in southern Senegal. When there is conflict in Senegal, obviously, Nini they have access to come.
No, in fact, that coming is another thing. It's good that we brought stress on that. If you look at it, Gambians, we have Gambians, you will see compounds whereby either half of the houses on the borderline, the toilet is in Wala Salvi, Gambia, la cabinet, Senegal, la neka. It's common. So when crisis happen, these are the people whom you see rushing inside, coming inward to settle. But at times we take them as refugees. These are Gambians.
Yeah, definitely. But most of the time, they complain about people smuggling drugs from the Gambia to Senegal or from Senegal to the Gambia.
That's because of our porosity, the porosity of our borders.
Exactly, it's difficult at times to be able to counterattack, to be able to control some of these things. Because the reason is we have porous borders across the length and breadth of the Gambia.
I met this boy in Yamanara. I think is he the president youth something? Is it their youth development association? He was crying that for them they are at the border, and when it comes, most of these large stocks come in through there that Yamanara border, but there is nothing like a health post, a veterinary officer. You understand? So he was like, for them, they are at risk. Any disease that comes in, they can easily, catch up and then,
That's what I'm saying. Because there are so many porous borders that people can use and have access.
But they are trying. Anyway, however, we will take a look at this story which says all set for Gambia Day in Dakar. I think this is, the initial commemoration of a Gambia Day in Dakar. Though we have this been commemorated, I think, in US, where Gambians come together and commemorate Gambian culture. And of course, your artist attended one in Oslo, the young girl. Your daughter, our Gambia, let me say it like that. I don't mean that he's the biological father,
but his biological father is my brother.
Yeah, so this is why I was bold enough to say your daughter. He was in Oslo last time to
ñu jaar fa sax nuyu ko Alaaji Omar Jonga di nuyu ci bu baax ñoom ñëpp waa Jonga ku ndaa jëpp di leen nuyu baax baax Amad Jonga it ñu ko nuyu okay.
So, it happens in Oslo. So now we're seeing a replica of that in Dakar. But this one is different. And the standard is saying the Vice President, Mohamed Jallow, will lead a high-powered delegation to Dakar to attend the first edition of the Gambia Day organized by the High Commission in Senegal starting Thursday. The event is aimed to promote the Gambia in Senegal by showcasing the Gambian culture, trade, investment and Senegal, as well as promote people relations between the two countries. The event will be a 2-day program starting Thursday, when an economic trade and investment forum and an exhibition fair between the Gambia and Senegal will take place, while the following day, Friday 27th October, a cultural gala dinner will be held with speeches by top government officials from both countries, as well as an entertainment by artists from both countries. The event will be graced by government officials, entrepreneurs, and distinguished personalities from both countries, as well as the diplomatic community. Businessmen and entrepreneurs are all invited to attend. So it's good if countries like a country like the Gambia is, having these types of, connection with Senegal. It's important.
It's very important, and I think we've done justice to that paper as well.
Yes, that's the standard newspaper.
We have to.
I think we will now sift
because we're taking more time. Let's just
sift to the Foria newspaper.
Yeah, quickly, just one or two story on the Foria newspaper.
Well, let's
one as well.
Yes, yeah. They have various stories.
Yeah.
The Foria is reporting that residents of Sandu district face challenges to access water, and of course, 11 arrested for interrupting nationwide road cleaning exercise. And again, alleged police killer faces murder charges and 3 other charges. That was the shooting that happened. Okay. I think we will, again, man stabbed to death in Damfakunda.
Wow.
So this is becoming so common in Provincial Gambia. So let's start with this top story for the Standard newspaper, which for the Foria newspaper rather, which is reporting that the community in Sandu district in the Upper River region are in their situation to access water. So to access potable water, a necessity and fundamental right for all citizens, as they demand government authorities to intervene to provide them with access to water supply. On a visit to Sare Samba Bayindi and surrounding villages in Sandu by this reporter, residents said they are faced with water crisis as they draw water from a 60-meter deep open well,
wow,
which is their only source of water. They use donkeys to draw water from the well, with some people using hand pulleys to draw water from a deep well because there are no boreholes or other source of water. Speaking with Foria, Seydou Jallow, the Alcalo of Sare Samba Bayindi, lamented the conditions of his people, saying his people travel for some kilometers to communities like Sare Demba, Toro, and Mbaliba to fetch water. The Alcalo said the women and the youth and the young people rather suffer the most because they use their donkeys to fetch water from the well or use their hands to draw water from the wells. The Alcalo said after fetching the water, the women will carry the water over their heads and walk the distance back to this village. While those with donkey will use them to transport their water. I think we can look it at that. And of course, going by the story, you will understand that the Village Development Committee, that's the VDC, are also calling on for NGOs, non-parastatals, and as the Wolof said, Borom Number Tankai and others to come to their aid in ensuring that they have access to clean water. It is a fundamental human right to have water. But I don't know. And if you look at it politically, in my political lens, the people of URR, especially the Sandu district, these are the people who voted massively over the past presidential election, the councillorship and everything. So I don't know. What are these promises trying to, what went wrong with the promises made by the aspirants?
Do they say the distance between these villages, like coming from this village to the other village just to fetch water?
No, the distance was not mentioned, but the meters of the well is said to be 60.
Yeah, because
one thing is certain, I have been to provincial Gambia. These areas, though they are not that very big community.
Yeah, maybe a couple of compounds, like 10, 20 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, because I went to a village where there are, I think five compounds.
So this is it. To provide water for all these communities, I don't think it will, need, that, big financial muscle to actualize their dreams.
Yeah, it no matter it no matter whether it's just 2 compound or 3 compound. As far as it's a village, as far as
and they are paying tax.
And they pay tax. They definitely
they are Gambians.
Need to have access to water. Where I was trying to look at is the reason why I asked whether they did mention the distance between these villages, because if you imagine going through that difficult time just to fetch water, and then you understand some of the risk that might happen along the way, because if you were to come in from this village going to the other village for at least 5 to 3 kilometers or whatsoever, so but
it is mentioned xibaar bi soo xoolee report bi ñu ngi wone ne ñii dañuy lifin naka la sax ñeneen seen mbaam yi la gaa di use pour ñu indi ndox bi ñu transport ñeneen ñu ngi wax ne dañ koy enu te loolu one thing la lu si gën a yéeme mooy ñu ne it's an open well.
mooy li ma la wax nii it's not safe fi ñu jëlee ndox bi rek it's not safe jëlee ko fa yóbbu ko ci beneen dëkka surtout bu dee diggante bi dafa xala sori foofu lay waxee comme tey léegi-léegi ñu gis si xibaar yi ab ñaawteef saay-saay boo xam ne def na ñaawteef daanu ci kaw jigéen daf ko yenn yi loolu dañ ko dee gis all the time su dee am na saay-saay bu mel ni Assane Ba par exemple ñëw ne kii kat faaw ma def li nu mel daf ko ci kawam kooku du ko xaaree kër ga kooku ci yoon bi la ko xaar
waaw ci yoon bi la ko xaar
xam na ne diggante
dina dem rooti nu mu bon dina dem rooti dina la xaar ci boppi koñ
dina la xaar ci boppi koñ moo tax ma doon laajte because digga naa gaa di wax 60 meters teen bi waaye moo tax ma doon seet diggante dëkka boobule ak beneen dëkka
even teen bi that 60 meters is not safe
it's not safe
parce que ñu dee dem root nekkul ñëpp a nekk mag ñu dee soolal ndox xale yi la
ñoo ëpp doole sax ñi rooti ay xale lañ
dëgg fi sax mën na am nga mar benn mar sax nga foog ne waaw yow tamit nga mut nga dem si teen bi géema lifin baag bi ëpp la doole rek nga uyu ji ko si biir
te su boobaa kenn nekk fa ku laa dimbale
so water is life water is security in fact water is everything diine sax mënut a mut without fekk water ndox teewut so mooy loolu daal ñun tam dinañ yokka suñ loxo di oote borom nomba tànka yi ñuy from Basse Area Council duma leen bàyyi de from Basse Area Council local government National Water and Electricity Company NGOC ñooñu laas leen ñooñu dam leen di ñaan
Modou Badji ndax di ngay faral di gis borom xaalis ci biir réew mi leen ku ñëpp doyloo xam-xamam wala xaalisam sax ci biir réew mi jékki-jékki rek ñu ne moo tabax moo samp booxul bi la ci dëkk sàngam wala moo xaawi yoon ci dëkk sàngam
waaw mu ngi am waaye
ndax bëri na mënut a ñàkk moom du jaas nga gis ko def waaye suñ ne ndax mu ngi am mooy lépp doole ci biir réew mi ñi am yàlla dënk leen ko ndax ñu ngi def loolu lu mel noonu parce que
ñu ngi def waaye bëriwut ñu ko nekk di dundee wala ñu si nekk di jàppalee nit yi si jéego yooyu noonu moo saxanul daal so loolu mooy affaire bi waaye si gàttal daal dina ñaan nit yi ñu gën a ñëw ñu jàppale askan bi si wàllum ndox lu am maanaa la waaw ñu xoolaat ba léegi on the Foroyaa newspaper bii nag ku ko binda mooy Nelson Mané Nelson foofu Foroyaa newspaper and the story reads 11 arrested for interrupting nationwide road cleansing exercise. The Gambia Police Force have arrested 11 people for interrupting a joint task force set up to implement the road cleansing exercise within the Greater Banjul area. The joint task force, which comprises members from different security outfits and the Gambia Road Authority officials on Thursday 19th October commenced the nationwide road cleansing exercise from Joswang coming down to Westfield. The initiative includes the demolition of permanent and temporary structures and installations that breach the law governing road safety and public order. The 11 individuals arrested were taken to the police intervention unit at Westfield, where they were granted self-bail on Saturday, 20th October. The joint task force, cleared the Jimpex Road, ordering the removal and demolition of unauthorized structures and vehicles that are established or parked along the road. Babukar Mane, the Director of Operations from the Gambia Road Authority, said prior to the operation, the government informed individuals of the unlawful establishment of structures and installation along the country's main highways to remove them. the government gave a notice that all unauthorized structures, vehicles, and other materials parked along the highway should be removed because they interrupt the flow of traffic. He said, adding that if the roads were not filled with unauthorized structures, many people will not complain of the size. There are buildings that are legally constructed along the highway, and many people will illegally establish attachments to these buildings, and they will extend the attachments to the highway and display their items to the extent that they will cover all the footpaths, leaving passers-by to walk on the highway. He said, adding that the notice of the exercise was circulated months ago, but many decided to ignore it. Yes, I think we will...
Meaning some people are paying the price now?
Yes, are currently paying the price. The first day of this operation, I attended it, that was last week. Yeah, last week. Was it on Friday?
Yeah, along the Brikama...
Yes, we started at Sting Corner, Joseph, where you have the car parks.
Exactly.
It's a matter of ignorance. Some people were very ignorant. There is this vendor, on the side, but it is written as Safloho. Safloho. So for this Safloho is situated between the two garages where he sells food. Safloho, the owner of the shop, I will call her Safloho anyway. Because that's what is written on her signboard. Safloho saw the police and everybody busy, demolishing, and in fact moving even vehicles that are not, motorable anymore. Yes. Then she came that Mudor Tal Purutoga. Why Safloho Boro Marto Minko Feke, Ben Dur Cantina, Bidor Pile, Bam Bam, New Jaconade. Listen, the most of the joy. Muslim. At the end, sir, we spend the entire day with the police. Then in fact, I went to the PRO and tell him that, look, your people should have not touched Safloho, hence we are here. Because a lot of girls in the media, some were claiming to be hungry. But however, that should have been the norm. But, however, the Fourier editorial is saying, Fourier received reports that structures on the side of the highway from Sting Corner to Joswang are being demolished without notice. You understand? Though individual notice were not served, I can attest to that. What the government did was they went to the media houses and then start, informing the general public through the media.
They should have served individual
notice. No, it's accurate that they do it that way. Exactly. Because it is important that you be following the news every day. Yes. In fact, now we have WhatsApp on a daily basis. You request for audios. You can join the Omar Tunkara group, or the Talansaba Kibaru. At least that will help you to know what is.
No, that will help.
That will help. Yes, I am trying to show you how ignorant we are. We have all these mediums here, but people are not listening to this, following the news.
But despite all that, I believe that they should.
Others will be like, so this is where the permit came in. This shows that, yes, Sila Boka, this will serve the permit.
Anyway,
and then, if you look at it, Mr. Lepsiji, we have that building on the highway, Oryx.
Oryx building.
Yes. These are, structures that are well documented, have all what it takes to operate. But today we've seen a government coming up calling for its demolition. Dañ ko laal. This operation, they know no job.
Anyway, it's rather unfortunate. Because
at least if
we will.
Yeah, we will.
Parce que amna lu bari sax laaluñ ko ci. Waye dama gis ne time dafa dem ba ñu ngi am ku wara interview live. Li ñu def moy élect suñ ñëwé dinañ am lo xamne dinañ ko xoos ci mbir momu.
Waaye nag amna lu bari def ci bi mom dina laal ben story.
Wa ben bu gaaw rek.
Waaw moy duma laal yépp. Waaye tuuti rek.
Waaw nañ jël ben rek. Den su ko defee ñu gaawtu ndax ñu mëna ko valé inshallah.
Tuuti rek lañ ci laal parce que bi ku ko binda moy Binta Jeyte. Lan la sax change na newspaper bi nak time amut dal waye nak paper bi the Voice newspaper la. And of course it is reporting that some of the National Assembly members have responded to questions raised around the utilization of the constituency development funds amidst allegations of lack of accountability and consultations with beneficiaries since 2020, the National Assembly has been disbursing money to legislatures as a constituency development fund, but some members have been accused of not being transparently and accountably to their constituencies when it comes to the authorized utilization of these funds. Sigatal, I will lock this there and we look at it. It is very important. As the name stipulates, constituency development fund, not for Lipsy Pockets fund.
Exactly.
But how many constituencies, have, in fact, know?
Are they using those funds to their constituencies?
No, how many constituencies knew about them
funds,
having gaining something from the assembly?
Exactly.
It's crazy. And of course, you are there to represent your people. You represent with dignity.
Exactly.
But
loolu fi am because ñun gis nañ some of the constituencies yoo xam ne ni dara amul fa te dañ daan am funds dañ daan am xaalis boo xam ne dafa lay ñëw pour yenn yi ñu fa war a mën a def waaye banta sax doo gis ñu dandal ko fa waxuma la di ko fa sampa
ñaaw na lool te léegi in fact this will connect us to that village where they are suffering with water.
Exactly.
There is constituency development fund. So, in fact, this was since 2020.
Exactly.
By now, the NAM should have cleared that mess there.
I am telling you.
So graduate his people from that mix.
Because from like 80,000 or whatever thousand.
No, now it's been adjusted to 500,000 to have a million.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, the borehole.
No,
I know.
The borehole, wow. Ben 80,000 so come on the Kuchibena village. Let's say begin a mark wala bineka chidigabi.
Wow.
Yenen villages, surrounding villages, you have access to the
in fact, it's simple.
Village. I think they definitely need to spend this money.
Wow, wisely. And in fact, the assembly should, try to come up with an accountability mechanism. Pour ñu mëna xam xaalis yi fu ñu duga ak yooyu noonu. Duñ mëna dégg député yi ñu leen di jox xaalis bi at the end of the day nit yaa ngi sonal ba léegi.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'll have to stop it there.
Anyway, jërëjëf let's see.
Review. We're going for a short break and when we come back we'll have Mr. Idrissa, all the way from in Senegal. We're going to interview Idrissa in Senegal to talk to us about his music and intention to work with some of the producers and artists in this country, the Gambia. We're coming back shortly after the break. The Breakfast Show continues.
anya kota nike kota linge khominaxe anya uro nike uro linge khominaxe tebe muma nangiri khana kille mbagandi manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana so khonti moda manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana danguti moda manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana nyi munti moda manyon bagarono manyon sire ke manyo ke munte manyo janga tancho gonga ke manyo nyagante manyo janga tancho gonga anke namma kananya anna baba kananya anna bai kananya tagalle mo kanango anni sumpu kananya anna janga tancho gonga anna soy tancho gonga so aha angota nyani lengi anguro nyani lengi angota nyani lengi alele nyani lengi anjunge nyani lengi angota nyani lengi sumbunju garegene anyaga nyani lengi angota nyani lengi onarege aha
onasewo onarege onasewo onarege onasewo onarege onasewo onarege onasewo onarege onasewo
tebe muma nangiri khana kille mbagandi manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana so khonti moda manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana danguti moda manyon bagarono tebe muma nangiri khana nyi munti moda manyon bagarono manyon sire ke manyo ke munte manyo janga tancho gonga ke manyo nyagande manyo janga tancho gonga anke namma kananya anna baba kananya anna bai kananya tagalle mo kanango anni sumpu kananya anna janga tancho gonga anna soy tancho gonga manyo sire
onasewo onarege onasewo onarege onasewo
yow nit ñi liggéey ngay nelaw
Aïcha su ko defee ñu dellusiwaat ak yéen ci programme bi la moom la ñu duppee buy The Breakfast Show noonu ñu waxee woon ko ci njëlbeen laata ñuy dem break ne ñu ngi xartandeku pour interview ki nga xam ne mooy Drissa from Sénégal mooy Idrissa ñu gën ko xamee ci Drissa nga xam ne moom yàgg nañoo nam am ko ci biir programme bi la muy ndaw di def lu am solo ci biir réew mi te am a very strong link in this country bugg a am nga rek am yeneen ak yeneen pour def ko waaye ci gàttal dinañ ko déggee ci moom su ko defee moom dinañ wax lu bari ci musique carrière nan la gisee army ak ban lan mooy pas-pasam lan mooy yéeneem ci réew mi la nga xam ne dina su chance bi amee dina liggéey ak yenn producers dina liggéey ak promoters some artists as well Drissa moom la ñu xaartedeku control room su fekkee ne mu ngi online the call is on can you please put him through we waiting for Drissa anyway ñuy gërëm nag xarit ak am di jàmba yi di leen jox seen wàccuwaay di bëgg ci yéen bu baax a baax surtout ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ñëw stream up from abroad yéen a ngi jàkkaarloog ñun fii ci Star TV Star FM ñuy gërëm xarit ak am di jàmba yi di gërëm ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ne ci institution bile muy suñ collègue suñ staff di leen gërëm waaye di ndokkale ki nga xam ne mooy Mr Sara Camara nga xam ne moo doonoon suñ MD over a decade yàlla dogal tey mu am a new challenge bu ma war a mën a dem fële nekk manager fële ci Mohas travel and consultancy travel agency su ko defee ñu ñaanal ko ci yàlla defal ko ci ngëneel defal ko lépp loo xam ne mooy mébébam yàlla yóbbal ko sottal ko yàlla aar ko sàmm ko ndax kontaan nañ bu baax bëgguñu woon sax mu dem waaye ndaxam loolu la yàlla dogal te muy li gën ci moom mënuñ ci dara ndax faaw mu dem seeti leneen waaye ñu ngi ko wax rek ne namb nañ ko sax te dara xewangut ñu ngi ko ñaanal yàlla defal ko ci jaama yàlla aar ko sàmm ko yàlla defal ko njabootam defal ko ñëpp ñi faatu ñu ngi ñaan yàlla seddal suuf seen kaw yàlla xar leen aljana yi gën a kawe mu jannatul firdaws ñi nga xam ne ñoo feebar tëdd ci lopitaan yi wala ñu nekk ci kër yi fépp fu mën a de fu waaye mën a ne day yëg méttit ci moom yal na ko yàlla saafaral yàlla def jàmm mu dellu ci borom bi ci borom boobule nga xam ne moo feebar waaye Drissa dafa mel ni moom lañu am live su ko defee ñu déggee ci moom Drissa hello ñu ngi laa dégg na nga def Drissa allo hello Drissa yaa ngi ñoo dégg bu baax
Yo, DJ Lips, my man.
mel leen ma volume tuuti because nekkuma di dégg Drissa bu baax a baax xaw ma ndax yaa ngi maa dégg waaye bëgg naa nga wax ci kaw tuuti su ko defee ñu mën a dégg kàddu gi.
So maa ngi jéem a xool fu ma mën a am kii bu net.
Can you please tell them to adjust the volume please because I'm not getting him clearly sëñ bi ñu ngi laa jaajëfal yàkkamti woon nañ la namoon nañ la ndax lii lu yàgg ñu ngi koy xaar pour am la ci programme bi la muy The Breakfast Show su ko defee ñu waxtaanee sa jaar-jaar ak fii nga toll ci aar wi. Drissa est-ce que yaa ngi ñuy dégg bu baax.
Allô.
Drissa I think we have the reception is definitely not good maybe from that end because nekkuñ di ko dégg bu baax a baax understand naa ne moom ma doon dégg at some point but nekkuma di ko dégg as well it's definitely not good kooku ngeen doon gis léegi mooy Drissa ne fële ci Sénégal ñu ngi jaajëfal wala sax di ndokkeel di nuyu yaayam bu baax a baax muy nga xam ne mooy suñu yaay mooy lépp ci ñun nga xam ne moo ne fële ca Kaolack ñu ngi ko nuyu bu baax a baax a baax Drissa dafa mel ni dellusiwaat nga ñu ngi gis yaa ngi téye sa guitare yow tey dafa mel ni lu bari bëgg nga ñu ko may naka yaa ngi si jàmm bu baax allo Drissa allo kon ñu gërëm suñu mama muy Buri Ndiaye mama Buri fële ca Kaolack di gërëm it brodam nga xam ne mooy mag ci Drissa ne fële ca Allemagne muy Germany muy Pape Gaynde noonu lay bàkkee boppam ndax amaat nañ Drissa si line bi please. I think we're having some difficulty and Drissa nekku di ñëw but what's the problem right now is it possible ne mën nañ ko am I think foofu la ci Drissa ñu ngi ñaan mu del si parce que bëgguñ dara te programme bu mel ni de ndax yàgg na bi ñu commencé di ko waxtaanee ne dinañ ko jël su ko defee ñu indi ko live on the breakfast show but dafa mel ni mu ngi bëgg a unfortunate we are trying everything it takes to have Drissa live on air so that we can talk to him concerning his music and everything else but let's see whether he'll be able to get through again so that we can have this interview get on su ko defee noonu la rek ñuy gërëm Modou Badji bu baax a baax ndax mooy suma naataango nekkoon fii def fi review bu am solo ñu def ci am njàngat ñu ko ci gërëm bu baax di gërëm ñëpp di nuyu nag Jacqueline Kole nama naa ko door ñu ngi ko nuyu bu baax a baax di nuyu ñi nga xam ne ñoom lañ ci xel plateforme bi I'm afraid we're going to do the quote in here so fekkee ne mënta possible we're going to do this thing some other time because time a ngee dem te definitely reception bi realize na ne it's not working perfectly well but that being the case, this is exactly where we're going to draw the curtain. We thank you so very much for the pleasure of your company. ñu leen gërëm di leen jaajëfal di wax rek ne ëllëg incha allahu rabbi dinañ jël suwaat ak yéen ci beneen programme yi breakfast show ñu cee gërëm ñëpp di leen jaajëfal di leen tatagal. Thank you so very much. We're going to draw the curtain here till tomorrow inshallah. Bye bye.
Lo que está así